Yeah, now the streaming is on, and then so this event is being live streamed. So welcome everybody to this 2024 season of Bhagavad Gita Parayan and Satsang, which we used to have online for 3 years during the COVID time. And last year we tried a physical session, and this time we are reverting back to the online session so that more people can participate from all over the world as well as from Singapore. And now it's really heavily raining in my part of the place, Singapore, and so it'll be very convenient for people to attend from online sessions. And today this is just after the Chaitra Navaratri as well as Ram Navami, so very very auspicious. People are, and today is the Dwadashi. Just yesterday was the Ekadashi, so just completed the Ekadashi Vratam. So we are starting on a very auspicious note, and let's hope that by the blessings of Lord Krishna and this our Parayan session we can complete in 9 sessions. The whole plan is to complete in 9 sessions, whereas in previous times we used to do it in 18 sessions. So now we have more portions to cover in every session. So we will have, so the pattern is a little bit different, as you will be able to see soon. Okay, so without much ado, let's get started. So we start with the invocation, and it will be done by Patniji. Patniji.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Your sound is gone. Patniji, your sound is gone in between.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu me sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururdevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
So I don't know whether he has joined. Ganesh has joined. What is the name? Let me just check. Let me just take him as a co-host.
KKG is joined. You can make him a co-host.
Yeah. I saw him. So Ganeshji is our this year in 2024. The lead organization is Sri Krishna Temple, and from Sri Krishna Temple's management committee, Sri Ganesh Kurup will be the guest of honor for today, being the lead organization for this year. So I request Ganesh Kurupji to kindly could you just enable your video, please, and give your address.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Ganesh Kurup, and I'm a member of the management committee for Sri Krishnan Temple, which is located at Waterloo Street in Singapore. Thank you so much for having me join this morning session via Zoom. For this particular time, we are the lead organization partnering with Gita Jayanti for 2024, and we are truly honored to have the opportunity to work with and support the Gita Jayanti team this year. On behalf of Gita Jayanti, I would like to welcome each and every one of you joining us today for the first online Gita Parayan at Satsanga session. We are pleased to welcome Swami Sakchit Ananda Ji, President of Sri Ramakrishna Mission, Singapore. He will be delivering the inaugural lecture of the Satsang summarizing chapter 1 of the Gita. As many of you know, these sessions were previously conducted in person. But since COVID, we moved to the online sessions, and the response has been very positive as people are able to attend and partake in the Parayan regardless of location, for all who are keen to understand life and its real meaning. The purpose of the Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the pangs of material existence. Every individual is in difficulty in so many different ways. Similarly, Arjuna was also in difficulty having to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. Today, we are all fighting our own battles. Hence, it is imperative to not just read the Gita for the Lord to guide us as the supreme consciousness, but also for us to practice His teachings so that we can all become more aware of the true reality. The process of bhakti given in the Gita is by the Lord is so sublime that it can be practiced by everyone seeking happiness. We should endeavor to study it as well with sincerity and devotion. Once again, a warm welcome to you, and we hope you enjoy this enchanting session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ganesh Kurubji, for those wonderful words. As you correctly said, we all have a lot of our own personal battles to fight in this world, as well as now even physical battles are happening between countries. So many battles are happening between countries. So we need the message of the Bhagavad Gita to help us from get into a more peaceful world. So let's hope this effort of ours helps in this aspect too. Okay, so now we will proceed with the rest of the procedures for today. So after the address by the guest of honor, we have first the Gita Dhyanam, the meditation on the Bhagavad Gita, and after that we will go directly into the chanting of the Bhagavad Gita. So this this will be Gita Dhyanam will be chanted by Padmini. Over to Padmini.
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः.
Thank you, Padmaniji. So now we are moving over to the actual Parayana of the Bhagavad Gita itself. This time in this season, we will be covering full chapters only. We are not breaking the chapters. So today we will have only chapter 1, which is not so big of a chapter, 47 verses. But in some other future sessions, we will have sometimes even over 100 verses to be chanted in a session. So the pattern today will be each sloka will be, each verse will be chanted by lead chanter and followed by a repeat chanter, so that everybody can actually follow fast. So initial chant will be done by Patniji, followed by Sri Hariji. Then will be rotated over all the other lead chanters who are available for today. So this is because in Zoom it is impossible to do simultaneous chanting without creating a total cacophony. So that is the reason only one person can chant at a time. So this is the only way in which we can handle this chanting in a platform like Zoom. So now let's get started with the Gita chanting itself. So over to Patniji and Srihariji. Please enable your unmute yourself. Okay.
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुन विषाद योगः. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुन विषाद योगः. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यमहतीं च मों व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येण धीमता.
पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यमहतीं च मों व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येण धीमता.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
धृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
हृष्टकेतुश्चैकितानः काशिराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्तः उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्तः उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तानि बोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान्निबोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च
अन्ये च बहवः शूराः मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः
अन्ये च बहवः शूराः मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां फलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिताः भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिताः भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षं क्रुरुवृद्धः पितामहः सिंहनादौ विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं दध्मौ प्रतापवान्
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षं कुरुवृद्धः पितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं दध्मौ प्रतापवान्
ततः शङ्खाश्च भैर्यश्च पणवानकगोमुखाः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तुमुलोऽभवत्
ततः शङ्खाश्च भैर्यश्च पणवानकगोमुखाः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तुमुलोऽभवत्
ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः
ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः
पाञ्चजन्यौ हृषीकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दध्मौ महाशङ्खम् भीमकर्मावृकोदरः
पाञ्चजन्यौ हृषीकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दध्मौ महाशङ्खम् भीमकर्मावृकोदरः
अनन्तविजयौ राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सह देवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ
अनन्तविजयौ राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सह देवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ
काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः
काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः
द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दध्मुः पृथक् पृथक्
द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दध्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्
सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत
यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे
यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे
योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः
योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः
Sanjay uvacha evamukto Hrishikeshah Gudakeshena Bharata Senayorubhayor Madhye Sthapayitva Rathottamam.
Sanjay uvacha evamukto hrishikeshah gudakeshena bharata senayorubhayorमध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्.
भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति.
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति.
तत्र पश्यत् स्थितान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा.
तत्रापश्य स्थितान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा.
श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्यत् स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान्.
श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान्. कृपया परयाविष्टः विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्. अर्जुन उवाच दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितम्.
कृपया परयाविष्टः विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्. अर्जुन उवाच दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितम्.
सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपधुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते.
सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपधुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते.
गाण्डीवं स्रंसते हस्तात् त्वच्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः.
गाण्डीवं स्रंसते हस्तात् त्वच्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः.
निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे.
निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे.
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा.
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किन्नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा.
येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नः राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च
येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितन्नः राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च
आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा
आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा
एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किन्नु मही कृते
एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किन्नु मही कृते
निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्याज्जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः
निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्याज्जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनौ हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव
तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनौ हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव
यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्
यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्
कथन्न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन
कथन्न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः
संकरो नरकायैव कुलघ्नानाङ्कुलस्य च पतन्ति पितरो ह्येषां लुप्तपिण्डोदकक्रियाः
सङ्करो नरकायैव कुलघ्नानाङ्कुलस्य च पतन्ति पितरो ह्येषां लुप्तपिण्डोदकक्रियाः
दोषैरेतैः कुलघ्नानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः
दोषैरेतैः कुलघ्नानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः
उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासः भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुम
उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासः भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुम
अहो बत महत्पापं कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयं यद्राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः
अहो बत महत्पापम् कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयं यद्राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः
यदि मामप्रतीकारम् अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्
यदि मामप्रतीकारम् अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्
सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य सशरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः
सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य सशरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः
ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अर्जुनविषादयोगो नाम प्रथमोऽध्यायः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Hari Om. So thus we have completed the chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita by the grace of Lord Krishna. So basically you would have noticed that in all the previous slides, beneath each of the verse in Devanagari script as well as the Roman script, we have given the meanings also. Or the meanings are actually taken from the great commentators of the Gita of both of previous times as well as current times as well as Eastern as well as Western. Swami Chinmayananda ji, Swami Dayananda ji, Swami Gambhirananda ji, George Feuerstein, Swami Vireshwarananda, Ekanath Ishwaran, Dr. Radhakrishnan, etc. So this is basically to get a feel of the different thought process of different great masters who have commented on the Gita. So now we move over to the Gita Mahatmyam, which will be chanted by Lata ji, please.
अथ गीता माहात्म्यम् गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनं गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा ॐ तत्सत् हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you so much, Lataji, for that beautiful chanting of Gita Mahatmyam. So thus we complete this Gita chanting portions for today. So now we move over to the talk by Swamiji. I have not yet seen Swamiji. Let me just. I will. One second. What do you say?
Ariom KKG, Swamiji is just switching the machine after a program.
Okay.
So you'll be joining anytime now.
Okay. Okay. He has not yet joined. So meanwhile, Srinivasi, you want to just give an update on the Gita Jayanti itself? You can, because there's a lot of people here. Yeah. Okay. And also about the upcoming program. We are having a big international Gita forum coming up next month. So that also you can update.
Okay. Welcome all of you for the Gita online session. Actually, each Gita sloka is a gem, and each Gita sloka can be used for our upliftment. Like Swami Vivekananda says in chapter 2-3 sloka, that why you have the confusion, and he says the biggest fear of the mankind is the sin. The biggest sin, I would say, he says, is the fear and the confusion. So he says, come out, and he quote this Gita verse, chapter 2-3, to say, this alone, you chant and contemplate, one should be able to uplift himself. So that kind of, each sloka is such a way, that way is a gem. So I request everybody, all of you, to be contemplating, not only just reading, chanting, learning to chant properly, but also to contemplate and understand the meaning, and of course, the tough part to follow it up. Thank you very much. The upcoming programs, you have competitions that will be happening today, preliminaries, and next weekend, 27th April, there will be finals at the PGP third level. It will be quite a delight to watch the children chant Gita shlokas from memory. Not only children, I think adults also. So if you have time, please come and encourage the children and get yourself a lot of enjoyment watching them. The other program that will be coming is the major program is IGF, International Gita Forum, on 13th, 14th, 15th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, June. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, June. 13, 14, 15 June. The flyers will be out soon. The honored speaker will be Dushyant Sridharji. He'll be talking on the King of the Secrets based on chapter 9. So he'll be giving us a lecture in English for 3 days. And there'll be also a youth program on 15th June, Saturday morning. And the age range he has determined to be 14 to 29. So that's the age group. It's strictly meant for youth. So we request all the youth to come and join, and he'll be able to relate it very much to the youth and answer their questions. So please encourage your children, your neighbors, your friends, anybody whom you are in the age group to come and get benefited. Of course, the pinnacle of the Gita Jayanti event will be the Gita Havan that will be happening on Sunday, July 28. More programs have already been finalized, but we'll share it in due course, because giving too much of information is also terms and lead to misinformation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Srinivasan. For everybody's information, this is Srinivasan Ji, who is the chairman of the Gita Jayanti subcommittee of Hindu Environments Board. Gita Jayanti is basically a subcommittee of the Hindu Environments Board. So that is the okay, so I don't know whether Swamiji has come. Like Srinivasan was saying, we are going to have some chanting competitions happening today and tomorrow. It will be the preliminaries, and after that we have the other things will come. The finals on next week, and then we'll have the major event of International Gita Forum, which will be happening on. In the month of May. So people will be updated about the schedule for that. So we are just waiting.
I'll add one more thing. I think KKG, you forgot about Gita Vani. Gita Vani will be published and released just before on the Havan day. So those who wish to contribute the articles can refer to Gita Jayanti website, see and submit articles as with the guidelines prescribed. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, we will be also emailing the details about the article requirements as well as the rest of the programs to all people who have registered. So basically, people will get all the information, as well as we are also sending the PDFs of the things of the material which are standard also to all the people who have registered. So that's the benefit of getting registration. So I think somebody will join anytime soon. Swamiji has been had gone for some program, so he is just coming back, I think. So he should be joining us in a couple of minutes. Basically, this today the session is shorter. That is the reason it got over faster. So maybe Swamiji would have expected that it will be chanting will be there for some more time. So probably that's the reason why. Meanwhile, let me just
Yeah.
introduce our lead chanters for today. So we have first was Patniji. She had to actually leave a little bit early because she is actually one of the judges for today afternoon's Gita chanting competitions. And then after that, we have Srihari. Srihari, can you enable your video, please? We'll just highlight your, we'll put everybody on spotlight. Okay, I think let him come. Then next is Lataji. So Lataji, I will just spotlight for everybody's benefit. So this Lataji, she has been our third chanter for today. Then we have fourth is Ashutosh ji. Ashutosh, let me just spotlight. Yeah, this is Ashutosh for everybody's benefit. Ashutosh, you want to speak anything?
No, I'm just
It's been
fortunate to be part of this yajna once again. And
Yeah, he's been a part of this Gita Jayanti for a very, very long time. I think for the almost like 25 years, right?
since young, yes, it's a real
Yeah.
joy to be part of this community and Bhagwan's Kripa.
Yeah, great. Next, we have then Rajita ji. Rajita ji, I will just put her on spotlight. Rajita ji, want to speak anything? Yeah.
Hari Om, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity, KKG. Thank you so much.
Yeah, she's been also a winner of the chanting competition once. And Lata ji, want to speak anything? You didn't say anything.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be part of this yajna kind of thing. Yeah, I really enjoy chanting.
Lataji has been a wonderful chanter, and she's been also a student of Varshaji, right? Varshaji
Yes,
used to be
that's right.
one of the major persons who used to teach a lot of students at Singapore.
Yeah, she has been very instrumental in teaching us the right way to chant. And
yeah, so many people actually. Unfortunately, she had to leave Singapore. So
yes.
At this juncture, KKG, let me add one more thing that we have the ongoing Amaya by WhatsApp program every day. We have 3 slokas being shared with the registrants, and actually the chanting session today will be a good platform for us to chant along with what we have learned through the Ameya. So it will be a good practice ground. So please do register for Ameya if you are not done yet. We have just commenced only 10 days ago. So you can clear the backlog very easily and continue on hearing 3 shlokas, the golden voice of Swami Omkarananda ji, and learn yourself where he chants padam by padam, and then repeats in the whole. So you can do that on a daily basis, 3 shlokas, and you can join the Parayan session also, monthly Satsanga, and make it as a good practice. Revise your learning. Thanks very much.
Yeah, there is a question from somebody here, just on the chat. What is Ameya? So basically, Ameya is an initiative by Gita Jayanti, by which we are actually distributing 3 verses of the Bhagavad Gita chanted by the golden voice, like Srimanasiji was saying just now, the golden voice of Swami Omkarananda, to all the people who have registered. So we'll get 3 verses of Bhagavad Gita, so as to cover the full Bhagavad Gita by the Sampurna, the actual Gita Jayanti day, which is happening on the 11th of December. So by the 11th of December, we'll complete the full Bhagavad Gita, taking 3 at a time. So if you register for this Ameya, you will be able to get this thing on your WhatsApp. This thing, that's the idea. So hope that is clear.
Of course, we are also continuing with the Likhita Gita Samarpan. So you can start writing your Gita every day. If you start now, the pressure is much lesser on you. So we can place it on the altar in the Sampurna Gita Parayan Day, Moksha Yadesi Parayan Day on Wednesday, 11th of December, and get it blessed by the Bhagavan and enhanced by the vibrations of the chanting on that day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually, there's a question about please send the registration link. So the link is actually available on the Gita Jayanti website. So please visit, Gita Jayanti website and gitajayanti.org.sg. So there you will get all the information that you want for registering for the Ameya also. So then this will be very nice. Just get 3 verses only. And like Srinivasi was saying, there is also this Likhita Gita Samarpan. By which Yeah, Maya, this I think a number of people are asking how to register. So the link is available on the Gita Jayanti website. So please visit Gita Jayanti website. So where you will get all the information that's required for Maya. And also Likita Gita Samarpan is also another initiative of the Gita Jayanti, by which actually everybody is requested to write with your own handwriting. Not just typing on the computer. Write with your own handwriting in any language of your preference, whether it is Devanagari or Tamil or Malayalam or any other language of your preference, and then use that to, and at the end of it, after completing it by the Mokshada Ekadashi day, which is happening on the 11th of December, you can actually submit it at the Sampurna Parayan, which is happening on the 11th. So there it will be blessed by the presence of the Lord, where mass chanting is also happening. So then where we will actually do a full Bhagavad Gita Parayan. So at that time you will be blessed by at the altar. So that is the idea here. It is also now known that writing in your own handwriting is supposed to improve your brain and also reduce this Alzheimer's. So people, nowadays one of the big issues is Alzheimer's. Something which we all have to be very careful about. So it's also supposed to help in that. It's great to sending. Yeah, this giving meaning, because that is actually different. Somebody is asking a question whether we can give a meaning also. Okay, we'll discuss with Anandji and see whether he can also give the meanings. Because the way the meanings have been given in this here is actually taken from a number of great masters. Actually, I have gone through several commentaries and selected what I like the best. Okay, so that's the idea. So because there are a number of different variations in the commentaries between different masters. Some things which appeals to me in person, so that's what I've selected, and it also gives a wide range of thought processes from both the Advaitic as well as Dvaitic as well as modern and things like that. So it gives a sort of a bigger perspective to the whole thing. So is there any session in which we can understand the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita? Actually, the full Bhagavad Gita, you cannot understand definitely in one session. That's not possible by anybody. So actually, all our efforts, this even giving meanings here, as well as this summary chapter, summary talk by the different learned speakers here in these sessions, as well as the Gita forum, all these are actually meant for people to understand and understand the ideas behind the Gita. So different parts. So that is how we are actually trying to spread the message of the Bhagavad Gita to different people. I hope weekly and bi-weekly or weekdays we don't have any sessions. Maybe in a future time we may consider that. Yeah. Can we have PDFs? So easy. There are all the PDFs that are given. All the people who are registering, they are getting the PDF. You can just go to your emails that you got yesterday night or early today morning. The PDF, the link to the PDF was there in the thing. You just click on the click here for the PDF, and you will be able to see the PDF. So the PDF is available to all the people who have registered. So actually, if anybody wants to speak, I can actually enable the so that if you want to.
Yes. I think it's a very rarely. Yeah.
I will ask people to unmute them. So you can actually unmute yourself now. If you have any questions, you can actually ask now. You can unmute yourself and ask. Actually, now the facilities are available for unmuting yourself. Okay, there are a number of commentaries which are available. So not only Swami Ram Sukdas, which is also good, of course. There are a number of other commentators like Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Dayananda, and a number of other Dr. Radhakrishnan, then George Feuerstein, and there are so many great commentators of the Gita. Actually, Gita, many commentators have commented on the Gita from various perspectives, like from the Advaitic perspective, Dvaitic perspective, and Vishuddha perspective, and all that. So if you look at different commentaries, you will get different perspectives. And actually, it is very important to read different perspectives to know what is really meant by the full Gita. So it is important to read. I will suggest actually trying to go through Swami Chinmayananda's maybe for a beginner, because many people actually learn from him. So he's one of the pioneers of spreading the Bhagavad Gita message all across the world. So that will be one good choice, and Gita Press also is a good choice. Srinivasi, you want to give any other recommendations? A lot of people are asking about of commentaries to follow and all that.
Another very good reference book will be Swami Chidbhavananda of Tiruparaithura Ashram. Ramakrishna Kutil. He wrote it in Tamil, but Ramakrishna Mission has published it in English also. So that's also a very good reference book for Gita commentary.
Yeah. There are so many commentaries. Bhagavad Gita, there is no shortage of commentaries. I think Swamiji has come. Swamiji, 1 minute. I'll just enable. Now you can unmute. You can unmute yourself, Swamiji. I'll just make you as a co-host also. Just once again. Swamiji, you can actually unmute yourself and speak. Yeah, you have made the co-host also. Unmute.
Okay.
So over to Swamiji, please. Our widely anticipated lecture for today.
So others are those who are signing in from different places are not able to come, is it?
Everybody can come. Anybody can come.
Oh, because I see only 4 people. That's why I was thinking.
No. We have got 72 people. 66 people right now. Yeah, there are 66 people right now. 66 people are there.
Okay. It's okay. Setup is different.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. So thank you very much for inviting me, and also great congratulations for continuing this big yajna of not only Gita Parayana, but also hearing the significance of different chapters of Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters from different speakers, so that you can have a view from different perspectives. Because Bhagavad Gita is a scripture which is read by not only people from different languages, different cultures, different religions, but it is one book which truly can be said as a scripture of mankind. There is a historical perspective for that. You see, when we pray, we say Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. There is no exception from my prayer. I do not want anybody to be excluded from my prayers of well-being. This sometimes we do not find in other religions. Not that they are narrow-minded. Because when these prayers were constituted or written, practically there was no other separate religion as we know, because they all came into existence later. Hinduism is not a religion, as most of you should be knowing, that it's not a religion which was started or initiated by someone. There is no book which is written by an individual. For example, when you take a Bhagavad Gita or incorporate that in your library, so your librarian will ask you, who is the writer of Bhagavad Gita? Is Krishna, who speaks the maximum of shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, is the writer? Or is the Vedavyasa, the writer of Mahabharata, is the writer? Or the Ganesha who heard and stenographed the thing is a writer? So who is the writer of Bhagavad Gita? So as we say, though Mahabharata doesn't fall into the category of Shruti, Shruti is called Apaurusheya, definitely not the Smritis. That's why at least you have an option of finding a writer of Mahabharata or finding a writer of Bhagavad Gita. But this is more of true that especially the Vedas, the Upanishads, etc., there really is not a writer. Vedavyasa is the compiler of the Vedas. So today we are here to discuss in nutshell, in a very short time, 30-35 minutes, the first 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, if I have understood correctly. So, Bhagavad Gita first chapter. All the 18 chapters are important. All the 18 chapters are significant, no doubt about it. As the Mahabharata is the backdrop of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter is the first layer of backdrop of Bhagavad Gita. You will not find a philosophical shloka in the first chapter. Rather, in the second chapter up to 10th shloka, you do not find. Why I am telling so? Adi Shankaracharya, who wrote the commentary on Bhagavad Gita, didn't write a word about first chapter, didn't write a word about first 10 shlokas. Doesn't mean that is not important, because he is there to establish his philosophy. And there is hardly any philosophical discussion in the first chapter and the first 10 shlokas of the second chapter. But first chapter also is part of Bhagavad Gita. Why that would have been part of Bhagavad Gita if there is no philosophical discussion? One, to consider that as a backdrop of the whole Bhagavad Gita, the scenario. Secondly, many people, those who are non-Indians, non-Hindus, may have this question: how can in this world, this deep philosophy, which we find in Bhagavad Gita, will Krishna would have told in the battlefield? Is it possible that both the armies are ready to fight, and here a discourse is going on? Even if you chant Bhagavad Gita, takes at least 2.5 to 3 hours. So Krishna has explained to Arjuna. Krishna has not chanted the shlokas. If Krishna has explained, it would have taken few days, if not few hours. How it can be? So it is not from this point of view that we see that a historical evidence how Bhagavad Gita would have told, but as we understand that Bhagavad Gita is told to Arjuna in the battlefield, because we all are in a way in battlefield, the battlefield of our own life. And here just we spend 5 minutes to understand how our life is a battlefield. We are fighting with our own self in terms to our own mind. You want to sit down and meditate. The first person who disagrees with you is your own mind. You have to concentrate. You have to somehow cajole it. You have to somehow tell like a child, okay, sit down. We shall go to shopping later on. Okay, we shall cook later on. We shall eat later on. First you concentrate here. Let us meditate. Look in the scenario of first chapter. Arjuna is telling, bring my chariot right in between so that I can see with whom I have to fight. And then Arjuna knew it. He was an intelligent man. That I have to fight with my own people. There is no outsider. All brothers are my cousin brothers. we also in our life have struggles, problems, quarrels, whatever is with our own people. You cannot have a quarrel with somebody on the street. You may have a misunderstanding with people whom you stay with, your colleagues, your assistants, your helpers, your superiors, your family members. Because you work with them, you stay with them. So the chances of misunderstanding or less understanding or any kind of disagreement happens with the people who are around you or people with whom you are staying or working with. So Bhagavad Gita is a very practical scriptures. If we say it will save you from the cycle of birth and death, okay, it will save me. Before that, a lot of tapasya I have to do. Can it save me from this day-to-day life struggle of my life? So the first message is given to Arjuna is to be strong, not too strong to fight with others. Strength is as the pole is fixed in the ground. You dig a bigger place, then you put concrete and then put this, and it has to be strong enough so that it can face the wind, it can face the onslaught come by anybody or anything. So the strength is required for our own stability. And when Arjuna became weak, the first sloka Shankaracharya started writing the Bhashya is Klebyam Masmagama Partha. Don't be carried away by this emotional, oh, I have to fight my brothers. No, wait. You have to be strong. You are here to fight in the name of Dharma. And how far? Many people ask, oh, Krishna was there. Krishna constituted and Krishna encouraged Arjuna, rather motivated him to fight. What kind of God he is? A non-Hindu, non-Indian told me. What kind of God he is who is giving motivation for a person to fight? I said, no. If Krishna would have been commander of your army, and if there is an attack on your country, on your culture, on your religion, what do you think your commandant would have told you? So it is a fight with our own tendencies, fight with our own instinct. And to fight with that, you have to be strong. You cannot take resort to Klebya. Klebya is a person without any valor, person without any strength, person without any bravery. So Krishna's first chapter, if you want to see, is this. And look at the shlokas which are pronounced from the Kauravas side. Let it be from Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana or whomsoever are speaking. That Duryodhana was so proud in telling you, we have a shloka in the first chapter. These people are ready to die for me. Look at my army. They're ready to die for me. There is a just like Shankaracharya's Bhashya, there is another small Bhashya which is technically called Tika. The Tika is written by Sridhar Swami. And Sridhar Swami's Tika, for the readers, it is based on Shankaracharya's Bhashya. But he has mixed a bit of devotion, he has a bit of yoga, a bit of little modern interpretation of Advaita Vedanta. But you will also find many things which are common to day-to-day life. That's why when we started reading Bhagavad Gita, we were not taught Shankar Bhashya, Shankaracharya's Bhashya initially. So the first Acharya came in the first year and taught us Bhagavad Gita with Sridhar's Tika. So that you have a light fragrance of Advaita in it. You also have fragrance of other philosophies in it and also useful for your day-to-day life. In Mission, there is a book published by Swami, translated Sridhar Tika by Swami Vireshwaranandaji. That Vireshwaranandaji's Sridhar Tika is very, very beautiful. You can read it in any other language, but Sridhar Tika, I think, is easy read for people who are not well-versed in Sanskrit. Even if you know little Sanskrit, even if you have done a 1 year or 2 years in Sanskrit study, Sridhar Tika you will be able to understand. Sridhar Tika is easier to understand. So, this side, he says, look at these people are ready to die for me. Even people are ready to die for me. Look at Krishna. Krishna avoided the war, even came and told, just give 5 villages to these 5 boys. You keep the whole kingdom. And in scripture, he said it was kingdom of the whole world. Anyway, but it was at least kingdom of the Indian subcontinent, if it is not bigger than that. Only 5 villages. That also he denied. So adharma has to be. Here one understanding is necessary. Sri Krishna's effort was, even if there is a small germ of dharma, even there is a small portion of dharma alive, it has capacity to in future convert the society into a dharmic society. See, Krishna says in future in other chapters, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Bhaya is very big. Adharma is very big. But the small dharma, even if you have done small practice of dharma, it will help you to such. That's why that strength is required to hold on to your own little wisdom, knowledge, understanding about what is dharma. Dharma is what that is positive. Dharma is what that is progressive. Dharma is what that is inclusive. You have to hold on. Those values are called dharma. Just now I was with Jain Society's program, so I'm sorry I was late for a few minutes. There I told the same thing to them. Hinduism is called Sanatana Dharma. I don't know, you people may not agree from scholar point of view, but actually dharma is Sanatana. The dharma, the value, the positivity in every religion, the spiritual part in every religion is practically eternal because the spirituality is eternal. Compassion, there is no Hindu compassion or a Christian compassion or a Muslim compassion. Compassion is compassion. Love is love. But you need to interpret those values which are abstract in a very true sense of the term, in a practically, that what I told, the inclusiveness, the acceptance of the people. You cannot say that, oh, my compassion is for this group of people. You cannot be compassionate person if you have compassion only for a small group of people or small group of living beings. So idea is this, that dharma is Sanatana, spirituality is Sanatana. That Sanatana spirituality we need to proclaim. Of course, we proclaim with the flavor of Hinduism, somebody proclaim with the flavor of his or her own religion. But dharma itself, the moral code of conduct which Buddha says, is practically universal, is acceptable for everyone. Just now that's what I was telling. When we were children, we had no idea that Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism are separate religions. I had no idea. Now we are told every time, oh, they are different religion, they are different religion. How can they be different religions? All the founders of those religions were born in Indian subcontinent with the values what you call now Hinduism. Now means maybe last 1,500 years. The word Hinduism is not ours. In the whole Bhagavad Gita, in the whole 4 Vedas, though I don't proclaim that I have read the Vedas fully, but the Upanishads which I have read, there is no reference ourselves calling a Hindu. We lived this side of the river Sindhu. The sa pronounced as ha is very common in all the languages. So the Persian called it ourselves Hindus. And look at the fate. Those Persians came and settled down in India, though retaining the religion called Zoroastrianism, but are practically practicing everything that is Hinduism. So these concepts are from the history point of view. Okay, so that is little about the backdrop of the what we find in the first chapter and the first 10 shlokas of the second chapter. The second chapter, the Sankhya Yoga, second chapter, though the essence of the second chapter comes in the last 15 to 16 slokas where Krishna elaborates the quality of a sthita prajna, quality of a person who is established in his own self. The self-establishing, or rather establishing oneself in the self. Little small 2 minutes of Vedanta. The word Atman, Atma or Atma, is used in Bhagavad Gita in 6 different ways. When people are in front of me, I am Atma. I is Atma. When people are in front of me, this whole psychophysical body is Atma. From that point of view, I will say, I am so and so. That I is in Sanskrit called Atma. But when I am alone, who is me? Then the body becomes my object of perception. The mind becomes my object of my mind. My buddhi becomes my object of perception. My senses become my... So lastly, who remains, which cannot be objectified? I'm telling in 30 seconds the total gist. That subject which cannot be objectified is Atman. Body cannot be Atman because body can be objectified by the mind. Mind cannot be Atman because mind is objectified by the buddhi, intellect. Intellect cannot be Atman because intellect also is objectified by me. So that I keep on removing the sheets, covers, which can be objectified. That which, when I cannot objectify myself, is the self, is the Atman. Second chapter is about that person. Arjuna was confused. Arjuna is confused even after the whole second chapter. Arjuna has shown his confusion many times in Bhagavad Gita while Krishna is teaching him Bhagavad Gita. Correct? When third chapter will come, we will talk about it. So this person of steady wisdom, steadiness in self, not steadiness in my ego, not steadiness on my body, quality, because these are changeable. You cannot construct a house on the sandy ground. That's why you will find wherever there is a construction, the first sound comes is the piling sound. Why piling sound comes? That steadiness of the building depends on the piles. You cannot construct a building on water. You cannot construct a building on sand. You have to construct building till you get a rock on which only building can stand. How the superstructure of our spiritual life can be built on the sandy ground of instinct, the watery ground of our senses, the dependence on self. So realization of self, people have this, what is the journey, what is the goal? Goal and journey becomes one. If you ask a common question to a person, are you educated? Yes. Maybe I am only PSLE pass. So my education is up to that extent. I am a high school pass. Still I am educated. My education level is smaller. In the same way, we learn throughout our spiritual life. And we cross the hurdles, we cross the stations, we cross the levels till we establish ourselves in the self. This establishment in the self is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. But look at Krishna telling all 18 chapters to Arjuna, gave all the philosophies of yoga, philosophy of Sankhya, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything he told. Then lastly he will say, here brother, whatever I had to say, I have told you. Now you decide. This is the basis. Guru can tell you, but eventually how much you are able to accept, how much you are able to retain, that will be your property. Not that knowledge which is given by the Guru becomes your property. Your acceptance and your, your identification come your assimilation. That assimilation part only retains with you. It is just like our taking food. We take food every day. Only a small part of the food we retain according to the health of your body. Remaining goes out. Doctors will tell you all this. When we took your urine test and all that, in urine this was found, that was found. That which your body was supposed to retain has come out of your body, that your body is not healthy. We need to make ourselves that healthy that whenever we read scriptures, whenever we hear about scripture, the maximum absorption should take place. And that maximum absorption will take place provided you are a ready listener. Readiness, not readiness with the ears and your microphone system and your laptop is working well. That is very good material point of view. The state of mind. The state of mind is important.
ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
The doubt.
ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರಪ್ಪ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮೆಟ್ರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಂತ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿ.
Somebody's microphone.
ನೀವು ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಹಂಗಾರೆ. ನಾನು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ.
Manju's microphone is on. So, I think the one who is holding can keep on mute everybody except me. So idea is that this absorption has to take place. And that absorption will come with little of the scriptural background, little that what Shat Sampatti it's told in our scriptures. Mumukshutva, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, etc. Until we have practiced certain values, until we have information about what scriptures want us to be, what scripture says about preparation of yourself in terms of hearing the scriptures and listening and then thereby learning and implementing in our life. So idea is this, that the first chapter gives the backdrop. Second chapter gives you, in details you can find, we don't have that time to talk here, but you just read the last 15 slokas. The slokas where Arjuna is asking question, Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava, sthitadihi kim prabhasheta, kim asita, vrajeta kim. How this man who is a man of a steady wisdom, a man with a steadiness in realization, not only that you have realized, but you are established in your realization, how that person sits and moves and talks and behaves. I want to know about his external qualities. Sri Krishna is generous enough to explain this quality in few places in Bhagavad Gita, not only in second chapter. Second chapter is the first time that Krishna is telling this, the qualities of this person who is of a steady wisdom, person who is steady in his realization. So maybe one or two qualities for us to start with. And that is the main quality. Sri Krishna starts with that quality, Krishna ends with that quality. What is the first quality Krishna says is, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan, Partha manogatan. Partha is an address to Arjuna. If you keep that word out, what is the word? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan manogatan. Put in a prose, put in a sentence. Hey Partha, address finished. Then manogatan sarvan kaman prajahati. One who renounces all the desires of his mind. Now let us understand simple way. What is desire? Desire is something which you think, if I get that thing, I will be more fulfilled. I will be more happy. Why this notion comes? Again, we discuss, every time we discuss philosophies, desire is translated into action. I want something, so I start working for it. The working for it called action, karma. The desire which is in your mind is called kama. Kama is not only lust. Actually, lust is what is desire is called about. It is not physical or anything. Any kind of desire is called kama. From that, the word kamana has come. So, kama, Buddha translated in different ways called Trishna or Tanha or something. But this vasana, kamana, desire, Sri Krishna says this is the entry point. This is the entry point. How this vasana is arised in your mind is because of avidya. Avidya, kama, karma. In our Vedanta philosophy or Hindu philosophy, this set of three words are many. This is a concept. Avidya, karma, karma, jnana, jnata, jneya. This kind of three words compositions are there, which depicts a concept. So this concept of avidya, kama, karma. Avidya is ignorance. Ignorance about the self. Ignorance about my perfect self, which doesn't have any desire. So far as I'm not established in that, I will continue having desires. Why? Because the objects, I think if I can enjoy, if I can have, if I can possess, then I will be fulfilled, then I will be happy. And this experiment, life after life, we are undergoing. Desiring different things, getting frustrated. Here is a small practical thing we all have to understand. The object which gives you happiness, the object which gives you happiness, the same object comes in multiple times or in more intense way or in more frequency, that same object of enjoyment which was giving you happiness starts giving you pain. Same object. If the object is able to give me happiness, it should be giving me more and more happiness when I have more and more. Let me give one simple example which I can talk here. Then you can interpret in your own way. For example, sweet. I am fond of sweet. So you gave me one sweet. I took one sweet and I was super happy. No, Swamiji, you like sweet so much. Take a second one. I said, no, one is enough. No, take second one. It will make you more happy. Okay, I took the second piece. Maybe third piece, maybe fourth piece. After that, I started objecting in a very humble way. No, it's not possible for me, this and that. Then the same piece of happiness, when it comes for fifth, sixth, seventh time, it creates anger in my mind. Look at the 10 minutes before, the first piece of sweet created happiness. Within 15 minutes, the fifth piece of happiness created anger. So it is not the sweet which contains happiness. Similarly, all the objects of our five senses. It gives you happiness when it is in certain quantity. Sugar, you always ask people, how much sugar in your tea, please? If you put 5 spoons of sugar, the person will reject the tea. If you put appropriate sugar, he will drink happily. We have to understand all the vishayas, all the objects of the world which we objectify. It has these tendencies. All concepts are discussed in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. Here, a small concept which I will like to say. All of us know some details. Those who do not know can just find. The key words are Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. 5 senses of knowledge: eyes, nose, ears, mouth, and the skin for touch. 5 senses of knowledge and 5 senses of action. When I came to know about the objects, it processed in my mind. The concept became a desire. Then my hand, my feet, and other karmendriyas, all the 5 working senses started becoming active in process of getting that object to possess, to receive, to accept, to enjoy. 5 Jnanendriya collected the messages from the world. Your mind with your samskaras and instincts processed it And 5 karmendriyas are your soldiers, are your assistants, helpers, are going in the world and finding those objects for you. This is the whole life. 5 Gyanendriya perceives the objects. Mind, the processing unit is here, CPU. The CPU is processing the information provided by my 5 senses. Oh, this I don't like. This I like very much. This I must have. This I must avoid. All this classification is done in your processor. And that which is most priority, which gives you most happiness, generally these are the 2 objects. The object of, both are same in one way, both little different, obverse and reverse of the coin, is this 2. The object of lust and object of greed. Then only it can be classified into many. And lust and greed are not 2 things. Too much greed ends up in lust. Too much lust ends up in greed. So lust and greed are the 2. Kama, Kanchana, Sri Ramakrishna's favorite, these 2 words always will say. So far as you can detach or renounce these 2, your spiritual life is easy. You eat this, you do not eat this, is okay, is important, but not that important. A disciple came to Sri Ramakrishna and told, you know, so-and-so has renounced eating pan, bitter leaf. Sri Ramakrishna says, what does it matter whether you take pan or not? Has he renounced object of lust and greed? Then only renunciation has a meaning. Oh, I don't take potato. Oh, I don't take brinjal. Oh, I don't take mango. So what? It doesn't make you a great man. It doesn't make you spiritual. But if you are detached with these 2 objects, the objects of lust and objects of greed. Greed could be for anything. Lust could be for anything. But the detachment for that. So that is the idea. So whole of our life you can see from this point of view. 5 Jnanendriyas are collecting information for you, processed in your brain, in your mind according to your samskaras, etc. And your 5 karmendriyas are going and becoming busy in finding those objects to enjoy. This is the whole life of every living being. Forget about human being. So Sri Krishna says, a man who is a man of a steadiness in his self, he first and foremost thing is Prajahati yada kaman sarvan. You know, there is a Hindi bhajan. Definitely all of you can understand this much. It is a bhajan by Mirabai. You know, this is a very, very famous bhajan which is called Mere to Giridhar Gopal Dusaro na koi. There are 2 parts. Krishna is mine. I belong to Krishna and nothing else. People want to see this one. Oh, I love Krishna, I love Krishna. If Krishna remains one of the object of your love, then your life can be God-flavored life. When Krishna alone is the object of your life, object of your prayer, meditation, etc., it becomes God-centered life. God-flavored life is good. It doesn't take you very far because God remains any other thing in your life. When God becomes center of your life moves around God. People's life moves around what? Relations, money, business. But one day when you leave this world, everything whatsoever, and we the people of world are extremely selfish, not even a single piece of cloth we will allow you to go with you. Everything, you just go alone. So idea is this, that it starts with this idea of meditating on self. You say, oh, it is too difficult. I don't know what is self. Fine. Must read little, must understand little, and try to focus on that. Whichever you can objectify. For example, this laptop, this screen is the object of my perception. One thing is very sure. This could be my laptop, could be, but I am not the laptop. Laptop and me are two different entities. From this logic, from this point of view, you objectify whatever you can objectify. That you which cannot be objectified is the self. If you consider body can be objectified. Body can be operated on. Body can be changed. Take more food, become fat. Take less food, become thin. Body can change by food. That is an object. You treat it, you handle it. The final you who cannot be objectified, it is you only, not yours anything. That is self. These ideas are age-old, given in the philosophy. And this is the religion. Whatever you do in the name of religion is helpful factors of religion. Swami Vivekananda says this is a secondary details of religion. Secondary details, your temples, your books, your rituals, all these are fine because they are helpful for me to progress. But these are secondary details of religion. What is primary detail of religion then? I am divine, and to realize this divinity, that I am Atman, is the goal of religion. Achieve it by any means you like. By serving people, karma yoga, by devotion to God, bhakti yoga, by philosophy, jnana yoga, by doing different kinds of yoga, you do it. Realizing that truth is the religion. Rest is the secondary details of religion. Nowhere in the Bhagavad Gita it is written one who goes to temple every day is a spiritual man. Even the word temple is not used in Bhagavad Gita. Even the word statue is not used in Bhagavad Gita. Photograph is out of question. Then what is Bhagavad Gita wants to teach? Does it teach me not to go to temple? No. All the secondary details of religion are useful to me. If my going to temple is to show people what new clothes I have purchased, it is not visit of a temple. It is something different. Though physically you are going to a temple. I am going to temple to eat nice prasad. Then you convert a temple into a restaurant. It's not a temple for you. Temple is a temple for those who go there for spiritual purpose. So that's why it is called secondary, which is a secondary uses, different kind of usages of a temple. So idea is this, that which makes me spiritual. Those who have not, most of you have done this Parayana, most of you are reading Bhagavad Gita. Those who have not that much experience of reading Bhagavad Gita, just read this 15 slokas, the last 15 slokas of the second chapter. No need to read Sanskrit, just read English translation. 3 lines per sloka, 45 lines, that makes 2 pages of a book. Just read this 45 to 50 lines. That gives all the qualities which you and me are supposed to absorb and make it part of ourselves. This, in my understanding, is the second chapter. Just 5 minutes we give on the little more time for third chapter. Third chapter is Karma Yoga. When Krishna told so many things in the second chapter, again Arjuna is confused. Then you see, third chapter he will ask a question. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. Tad ekam vada nishchitya. Brother, tell me one thing. Don't tell me so many things. Who says? Arjuna says to Krishna. Yoga also is good, bhakti also is good, jnana also. Tell me one thing which is good. Krishna said, no, everything is good which is good for you. According to your nature, according to your aptitude, according to your mental built-up, according to your samskara, you may be intellectual. Intellectual is not one who is highly educated. Sorry. Intellectual is he, one who wants to understand philosophically the truth. Then you are an emotional person. You're crying for anything of worldly doesn't make you bhakta. Bhakta is that who understands this truth emotionally. Devotionally, we say. Then there is a person who says, no, I don't understand all these things. I am a hard worker. I want to see God. Okay, you want to see God in others. Serve people as manifestation of God. That becomes Karma Yoga. Then you say, no, I am logical, analytical. I'm not very philosophical kind of person. I'm very practical. Go for yoga. That's why Raja Yoga is more popular in that sense as a part of yoga. Though manifestation yoga, bhakti yoga seems to be more popular because it comes easily with the people. So Arjuna asked this question. Tell me one thing. So, why the third chapter is called Karma Yoga? Why, when Arjuna asked this question to Krishna, that tell me one thing which is beneficial to me. Krishna would have told yoga, Krishna would have told jnana, Krishna would have told bhakti, but he says about karma. Because whichever level of sadhaka you are, you must do karma. Karma is something which is very compulsory subject. Everybody does karma. Nobody can be free from karma. You say, no, I don't want to do karma. I just sit down. Sitting down also is a karma. Don't do anything. You breathe. Breathing also is a karma. Action. Why you breathe? Because you want to live, whether you want to survive. No. We breathe naturally, not for survival. Close your both the nostrils for 30 seconds and tell me if not for breathing, if not for survival, why you are breathing. Every action, Sri Krishna says twice in Bhagavad Gita, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Nobody can remain inactive even for a moment. You must do karma. Karma is compulsory. Now you decide whether you want to do sakama karma or nishkama karma. Karma you do to fulfill your desires. That is called sakama. Karma you do to fulfill God's desire, to serve God, to serve people without any benefit, without any name and fame. It comes. Not that karma we do doesn't bring name to us. Even if it brings name, at the same moment we think, oh, this is very, very temporary. Very, very temporary. I want something permanent. I want something eternal. I want something which is me. I want something which is truth, T capital. And that eternal truth is called Atman. So Karma Yoga, Krishna says in many ways, first and foremost, Krishna himself says, Ghana Karmano Gati. It is very, very difficult to explain 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Even Holy Mother Sarada Devi says in one of her simple conversation, in the kingdom of Maya, your mathematics doesn't work. Normal day, mathematics works. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 only. But in world of Maya, it doesn't happen. That object which was giving me happiness 10 minutes before has stopped giving me happiness after 10 minutes. Hey, what kind of grammar is this? What kind of mathematics is this? Hot is hot, cold is cold, bitter is bitter, sweet is sweet. No. There is a very interesting, these are all traditional monks' stories. A disciple, young man, has come to Guru. So at that time, simplest life. So simple, big, thick chapatis are there. And there is hardly anything with it. So chapati was given to the disciple. So disciple say, how to eat chapati? It has no taste. So Guru says, the taste will come by meditation. How meditation can enhance the taste of chapati? No, it will enhance. You just see. So they covered the chapati in between and Guru and Shishya started meditating. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Disciple cannot meditate anymore. He said, Guruji, my stomach is burning inside. So Guru said, let me see whether your chapati has become a cake or not. So Shishya says, he is making full of me. How chapati can become cake? Nobody added any sugar to it. Guru said, no, it has become. They opened, at a glance it is chapati. Guru gave a piece to the Shishya and told, eat it. The Shishya felt chapati is so tasty. The taste of chapati changed because of the hunger of the disciple, not because chapati has any change. The objective world is giving you pleasure and pain according to your stomach, according to your desires. That which is so making you so happy, maybe that doesn't make me happy. That means the happiness is not in that object. If that object has the happiness, it should give happiness to everybody same way. But All the happiness depends on you. The way you see it, where you like it, where you appreciate it, or not appreciate it, or hate it maybe. Karma is very difficult to explain. If I do this fruit of karma, this result of karma, not always. That's why, even unknowingly, I do not know. Sometimes those who make the constitution are not the rishis, are the legal people, intelligent people who know the society, etc. But look at the logic has come the same. Logic has come the same. If a civilian, sorry to use these words, if a civilian kills another civilian out of anger, out of his jealousy, out of his greed, out of his lust, definitely heavy punishment. Heavy punishment. But think that this person has not done that killing, but joins an army and becomes a brave soldier and kills 10 people of the opposite army or enemy army and comes back. He is given medal. Action of killing is the same. Killing is killing. In one killing, there is a punishment. In 10 times more killing, gets reward to you. This is the world of Maya. That's why whenever this kind of case will go to the magistrate and all that, the purpose behind it will come into picture. The situation will come into picture. Why and what comes into picture. If the purpose was not this, but something different, punishment is different. Who has written these things? Not the rishis, but the legal experts. What I'm going to say is, karma is that. Karma is not that which you do. Karma is that which is an attitude towards that karma behind doing the karma. Karma could be the same. I do this. A sound goes to the present number of people. If the purpose behind these 3 clappings was to disturb you, it's a negative karma. And someone commented a beautiful interpretation better than what I was thinking. So I clapped for him or her. Clapping is the same, but purpose is different. In one purpose, it was an annoying act of disturbance. In the second, it was an appreciative act. It is not the karma which you perform. It is the attitude towards the karma is called karma. Any of your attitude is aham akarta. I am not the doer because I am the self. No karma is karma for you. But we are not that great, so we must be very careful in doing karma. So purpose behind doing karma should be very important. So before we do karma, we must think, what is my purpose behind? It is to harm, hurt, is to help. It's out of good feeling, out of bad feeling, out of jealousy, out of anger. That attitude has to be corrected before you do karma. And by doing that, a time will come in our life, before we even think of doing karma, your mind always processing that karma and tells you don't do it because it is out of your ill feeling. Don't do it, it is out of your jealousy. Don't do it, it's out of your anger. Then you think twice, am I doing for a correct purpose? The attitude and the purpose of karma makes what the karma is, not the physically what you are doing. Therefore, Krishna explains in future chapters about manasika karma, vachika karma, kaika karma, physical action, mental action, psychological or mental, or the vachika, action by the tongue. Other day I was saying to somebody, Swamiji, don't you get angry? Yeah, I also get angry. I'm a human being. G-O-D, God. D-O-G, dog, made of the same 3 letters. There is a beautiful concept which says that words are nothing but different forms of composition of letters. Some letters mean something, some letters mean something. If you break it, then DOG and GOD is the same. because there is one G, one O, one D. The constitution of two words is the same. Just like constitution of a diamond and the carbon. They say, I'm not chemical engineer to say that. It is not the constitution, but it is our mind, our attitude towards the interpretation and the word and all that. So having said that, all karma, we have to be extremely cautious. I'm not a great man to give Upadesham to anybody, but the simplest formula which all of us can adopt at any stage of life, at any level of our existence as a child or adult or a man or a woman and old or whatever. Let me not do anything which is harmful to others by my words, by my thought, or by my action. If I can do good to people, well. If I can't do good to people, at least let me not to do wrong things to others. The way of being free, the way of moksha and mukti is only whatever karma you have already done. Sanchita karma and prarabdha karma, you can't destroy so easily. But you can put a break on creating new karmas, which you generally do because of your attachment and aversion. That's why those who have got strong liking and strong dislikes, theoretically, mukti or moksha is very far from them because they keep on creating new karma. If you want to be free from, let me spend my karma in next 1000 births, I don't know. Let me stop creating new karma by my attachment and aversion. Attachment and aversion is a mental attitude. So idea is this, that karma and this man of a steady wisdom and the backdrop of Bhagavad Gita are the 3 points which are important for us to understand. Sorry if I have taken more time, and sorry again for being little 5 minutes late. Thank you. Krishnaji, you can't be heard.
Yeah. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for the wonderful speech. Swamiji covered a lot of topics, and not only from chapter 1, also from chapter 2 and chapter 3. Talked about, in the beginning, Swamiji talked about the preaching of the violence as a, political. Why some people say, why is that Krishna is advocating, asking Arjuna to fight and commit violence and all that. So that is just a political problem. And he also talked about the qualities that are required for listening, listening and ideas of Shat Sambati and Yamas and Niyamas, which are basically required to ensure that whatever you learn or whatever you, all spiritual sadhanas become meaningful only when these basic qualifications are met. So that's very essential part of any spiritual progress. And then Swami also talked about the Siddha Prajna Lakshanam, which is the idea of second chapter, the last 15 verses that Swami talked about. Then Swamiji talked about ideas of lust and greed. That Sri Ramakrishna, if you read Gospel of Ramakrishna, almost every page Sri Ramakrishna talks about money and woman. So keep away from these two. So the lust and greed, these are the two essential teaching of Sri Ramakrishna, and it's one of the most fundamental aspects of how to develop oneself. Swamiji talked about that also. Then the God-centered life and the God-flavored life. Then Swami talked about what is the in this about chapter 3 about the karma yoga, sakama karma, nishkama karma, and the attitude behind the karma, and the ideas like this, and always peppered with beautiful, small stories and wisdom behind it. So it make the Swamiji speeches as always very wonderful and very beautiful. Thank you so much, Swamiji, and it was absolutely fantastic. For listening. Srinivasi, you want to say anything more about the speech? Otherwise, we'll just proceed to the end of our programs for today.
Thank you, Swamiji. It was worth waiting for.
Okay, so I think let me just start sharing the screen, and we have one more ending mantras are required. We will just finish that, and then we can come back. Yeah, so this Swamiji's speech is now over. Thanking Swamiji once again for that wonderful speech. And now we go to the concluding mantras. So this will be chanted by Sri Hariji. And now Shanti mantras as well as are very much required in today's world because we have a number of personal problems as well as nowadays even many countries are in war with each other. So at least for the peace in this world, which is essential for a stable life, let us all pray to the divine. And so Sri Hariji will chant the mantras.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaramurtaye Amritakalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Mahavishnave Swaha Om Achyutaya Namaha Om Anantaya Namaha Om Govindaya Namaha Om Achyutaya Namaha Om Anantaya Namaha Om Govindaya Namaha Om Achyutaya Namaha Om Anantaya Namaha Om Govindaya Namaha Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanuramartanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Kayena vacha manasendriva buddhyatmana va prakrute svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayaneti samarpayami सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Hari Om. So thank you so much, everybody, who participated this time. So thank you. And for the next session is on the, we are only having one session a month this time. So next will be on the third Saturday, that is 18th May of 2024. So same time, 11 a.m. On Saturday. So that is all for today. And it's just if anybody, I think today, because time is already getting late, so probably there is not enough time for question answers. Is that okay, Swamiji? So
Okay,
we can
perfectly.
Close the session for today. So Srinivas, you want to say anything else? And otherwise we can.
No, I think we can just close. We thank Swamiji for taking really literally rushing to address us. And though we are we are having a bonus of not only listening to chapter 1, I requested Swami to lecture on chapter 1. That's the topic of the today. But he has covered beautifully chapter 2 and 3 also, and giving us very practical examples like chapatis, clapping the hands, and so many things. Wonderful, Swamiji. That's what we are able to relate it, because we are not that kind of exponent to understand Sankaracharya's direct meanings. Thank you very much for bringing us the essence of Sankaracharya through your discourses. Thanks a lot. We look forward to hearing you on your future session again. Thank you, Ji Swami. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, everybody. And so we'll meet again next time at the next session.
We would like to thank all the chanters for coming back in full force to the online session and adapting to the new format. Thank you very much. And of course, Krishna Kumarji for organizing and streamlining the whole thing very beautifully. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Hari Om. So unless anybody has anything very urgent to say, if you want to say for 1 minute, but you can. Otherwise, we can close the meeting for today. Okay, it looks as if there's nothing. So let's see you again next time. See you. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.